विमेंस डिपार्टमेंट वी वेलकम ऑल। आज का ये प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस जो है दो मुद्दे पे है। एक जो दिन ब दिन जो बढ़ती जा रही है खवातीन के ऊपर एट्रोसिटीज, द राइज ऑफ एट्रोसिटीज या क्राइम्स अगेंस्ट वुमेन, इस सिलसिले से हम बात करेंगे। और दूसरा जो है हम जमात इस्लामी विमेंस डिपार्टमेंट ने एक मुहिम
चला रहे 1 महीने का। तो उस एक थीम जो है मोरालिटी इज फ्रीडम। इन दोनों
इश्यूज पे हम यहाँ पे चर्चा करेंगे और इस इश्यूज को
आपके सामने चर्चा करने के लिए, संबोधित करने के लिए हमारे नेशनल सेक्रेटरी रहमतुन्निसा साहिबा और शाइस्ता रफा साहिबा है। अब मैं मोहतरमा रहमतुन्निसा साहिबा से गुजारिश करती हूँ कि
वो अपने इन मुद्दों पे अपनी बात को रखें।
Once again, welcome all of you, and thank you so much for coming. There are two aspects of our presentation. One is like the wave of violence against women, and that is happening every day and increasing, and we will talk about that. And also we will be talking about its root causes we will be talking about. And then in the second part, we have prepared an action plan to address these kind of problems in the form of a national campaign. And regarding that, our sister Shaista Rafat Saiba will talk to you. So regarding the wave of violence against women, we express our deep concern over the continued harassment, growing number of sexual assaults, violence, and ever increasing cases of homicide against women and girls in India. The deeply ingrained social inequalities, misogyny, prejudice, and discrimination against women within the Indian society complicate matters, particularly when it comes to sexual violence against marginalized women, Dalits, Adivasis, minorities, and women with disabilities. This problem even worsens the situation. Incidents such as the RG Hospital rape and murder case in Kolkata, and the gang rape and murder of a 14-year-old Dalit girl in Gopalpur, Bihar, the rape and murder of a Muslim nurse in Udhan Singh Nagar, Uttarakhand, and the sexual assault of 2 kindergarten girls in a school in Maharashtra, they all prove that the mindset and attitude towards women and girls in our country needs introspection. The partially released Hema Committee report in Kerala relieves the lack of safety for women even in extremely liberal workplaces like the entertainment industry. As per data from National Crime Records Bureau and even the National Family Health Survey, crimes against women are increasing day by day, year after year. But these numbers are just the tip of the iceberg because they are based on the registered cases and reported cases. The quantum of cases that are suppressed and go unnoticed deliberately or otherwise is significantly higher, and it is beyond our imagination. Another striking aspect of this disturbing trend is personified in cases like that of Bilkis Bano. It's a typical case where we can understand that ardent struggle for justice, in spite of her ardent struggle for justice, what has happened, you all know that. So her case stands as a stark testimony to the systemic bias and insensitivity entrenched in our institutions. The efforts of political establishments to secure the release of convinced criminals further reveals the disturbing complicity of politicians in such heinous acts. This is underscored by the recent ADR, that is Association for Democratic Reforms report, which shockingly highlights that as many as 151 sitting legislators, whether they are MPs or MLAs, they currently face charges of crimes against women. So, what are the reasons why these things are happening? We usually talk about the superficial aspects of matters, but we want to bring your attention to the underlying reasons behind. So we strongly believe that these atrocities against women are only but a symptom of a widely spreading disease that is affecting the peace and progress of our nation. The root cause of this menace is the decline of moral values in the quest for freedom and liberty. People, seek freedom and liberty, and in their pursuit of freedom and liberty itself, the lack of moral values in society happening, and it leads to problems such as the objectification of women, sexual exploitation and abuse, widespread consumption of pornography, extramarital affairs and infidelity, increased use of alcohol and drugs, suicides, teenage pregnancy, single parenthood, not just single motherhood, single parenthood, increase in sexually transmitted infections, rise in abortions, and that too abortion of female feticide, increase in sexual violence and rape, sexualization of culture, art, breakdown of the family unit, and the normalization of immorality that is fast eroding the moral fabric of our society. Moreover, the growing influence of communal and caste-based politics, driven by the desire to subjugate and dominate certain communities and castes, is worsening the situation. Criminals and accused individuals are increasingly being portrayed as heroes, with their crimes not only excused but even celebrated. We also need to raise awareness against communal and caste hatred so that society and its norms recognize these as deeply immoral and unethical acts that require strong condemnation rather than celebration. Our youth is gripped by chaos, loneliness, frustration, and stress, which affects their productivity and progress. The worst part is, whatever was earlier considered immoral and unethical is now becoming socially acceptable. What people used to do in the darkness or hidden from the public is now being done publicly with no shame or guilt. The framing of laws in favor of immoral activities and unnatural relationships is also contributing to their rapid spread in our society. We are convinced that only by addressing this root cause and these kind of situations, we can bring out meaningful changes in society. So what is it that we have planned and what we are going to do in the coming month, the whole month of September, and we will continue with that. Our sister Shaista Rafat Saiba, the National Secretary, will brief you.
भाइयों और बहनों, आदाब अर्ज़ है। मुल्क की जो इस वक्त सिचुएशन है, ख़वातीन के, ख़ास तौर पर ख़वातीन के एट्रोसिटीज़ को लेके आपने बहुत तफसील के साथ सुना। शोबे ख़वातीन जमात-ए-इस्लामी हिंद ने इन हालात में ये फैसला किया है कि हम सितंबर 2024 1 मंथ लॉन्ग कैंपेन हम इस मुल्क में शुरू करने जा रहे हैं। ये इस कैंपेन का जो हमने थीम तय किया है वो उर्दू में अखलाकी महासिन आज़ादी के ज़ामिन, हिंदी में नैतिकता ही स्वतंत्रता का आधार, मोरालिटी इज फ्रीडम। इस तरह हम पूरे मुल्क में नेशन वाइड ये कैंपेन हम चलाएंगे और फिर इसका मकसद, इस मुहिम का मकसद लोगों में अवेयरनेस लाना, उन्हें बताना कि रियल फ्रीडम क्या है और उसे हम कैसे मोरालिटी से जोड़ सकते हैं। सच तो यह है कि इंसान मोरल वैल्यूज पर अमल करके ही रियल फ्रीडम हासिल कर सकता है। इस मुहिम का मकसद बगैर किसी तफरीक के, किसी में डिस्क्रिमिनेशन किए बगैर, बिला तफरीक जात, बिरादरी, रंग व नस्ल, जिन्स व मजहब और खित्ता और इलाका सब के लिए बुनियादी ज़रूरियात को पूरी करने और बुनियादी हुकूक यानी फंडामेंटल राइट्स हासिल करने के लिए जो मतलूबा आज़ादी है, जो फ्रीडम की ज़रूरत है, उसको हम यकीनी बनाना चाहते हैं। इस मुहिम के दौरान नेशनल लेवल पर, जोनल लेवल पर विमेन फ्रेंडली बनाना और एक अच्छा समाज बनाने के लिए हम ये कैंपेन इस मुल्क में चला रहे हैं, ताकि हम लोगों को इस बात से भी वाकिफ करवाना चाहते हैं कि रियल फ्रीडम